I'm Robyn Renner, and it's a pleasure to be here. And that's sort of an understatement coming from the cancer school to say happy to be here.
Talk in the mic. Can't hear you.
It's going up my pants.
Well, that's a problem.
Is this as far? You have to excuse me. When Cindy and Mike asked me to come here and talk, I didn't think I could do it. 3 weeks ago, I had a tumor removed from my frontal lobe, and I had surgery. And I'm experiencing a little bit of side effects. Stuttering, I go blank. I can't tell time. So if I get lost in my dialogue, please forgive me. And I had to print it here. My right arm doesn't work very much, so bear with me with my microphone, Michael. But there's nothing really that is special about qualifies me here to stand in front of you today, except that I am, like you, a cancer survivor. That, by my standards, is a pretty powerful qualification and one I'm dedicated to talk about. I'm very touched that Cindy and Tina invited me here to talk today. Oh, that's not good.
It's okay, girl.
Oh, I tell you.
You go, girl.
So, we've heard through the American Cancer Society from the very first moment that you're diagnosed with cancer, you're a cancer survivor. And if I had a business, and on the TV commercials, and the tagline would be, if you run away now, you're making me really nervous. You gotta go sit down, Mom. You're killing the speech here, buddy. So if I was a tagline, my slogan would be, if you run away now, you'll miss the miracle.
Oh man, some spaghetti.
And that has become my personal motto. If I could contribute anything to my willingness to be positive through cancer survivorship, it would be from that slogan. And I first heard that, I was in a chemo chair with a very young girl, probably 9 years old. Her name was Tracy. And she said, Robyn, if you run away now, you'll miss the miracle. And it's totally saved my life through the last 10 years. The 3 best words. I still don't think I could do this, so excuse me, I'm getting teary-eyed.
You're doing good, girl.
The 3 best words a person could hear is, I love you. The 3 worst words anybody could hear is, it is cancer. I first heard these words in the year 2000, and the doctors told me I had 6 months to live. I had multiple head and neck tumors. Well, my first miracle, I outlived that 6 months, because obviously here I am, right? Oh wait, the story gets better. So then they said, you'll probably go blind for the rest of your life in the following 2 months. Well, the next 3.5 years, I had 17 surgeries. I was completely blind. I had the white walking cane, the seeing eye dog, whole 9 yards. Went through chemo, radiation, surgery after surgery after surgery. In 2005, my right eye just popped back on. And I consider that one my second miracle. And Tracy would tell you, I didn't run away, I was jumping for joy. Because I had vision. It wasn't complete, but I had vision back. So, I got lost in my thinking. Anyway, I'm going to wing it, because I know the story. 2005, I got my eye back. I finished all my treatments, and they said, you're good to go. And I thought that was going to be my last time I ever visited Cancerland. And Cancerland is not a very fun place. 2007, I had an opportunity to have my left eye restored through fiber optic nerve replacement. And it's sort of like a bionic eye. So I considered that my third miracle. And I'm telling you, I was done. I wasn't going to do this cancer stuff anymore. I was done. Well, 2008, I started having headaches. And these weren't the take 2 aspirin and go take a nap kind of headaches. These were bad-ass headaches that would put you on the ground. Well, I was diagnosed with a tumor on my frontal lobe. You know, what the hell? Sucker punch. I was just done with cancer, and they're telling me now you have to have intracranial endoscopic neurosurgery, which is a fancy word for brain surgery. So I did the brain surgery, and Tracy would tell you I had another miracle because I survived it. But about a month later, my red cell count shut down through the radiation and chemo. So I had weekly blood transfusions, and that didn't work. So they said, well, we'll give her a full abdominal hysterectomy, and that'll take care of it. That didn't work either. So I had an immediate stem cell transplant. And if you're not familiar with the stem cell transplant, I'm sort of one of the lucky ones walking around. It's very similar to a bone marrow, but finding a match, I had to be my own donor, is in itself a miracle. So I have a pretty good story. Well, I did it, and my cancer road has been long. It's been hard, lots of turns and twists, but I realized not to run away from the treatment required. You can miraculously survive cancer, but you can't run away. So last year, I thought my life was pretty groovy. I had it going on. I was finally done with cancer. I felt great. I had energy. And in the spring and summertime, I actually got off steroids. And I thought my body was becoming my own again. I've lost 92 pounds since April because I'm off steroids. And I thought, wow, life is finally good without cancer. And as fall turned into winter, I started having more side effects. And, you know, who would be surprised about that? Given my history, you know, you're going to have some kind of side effects because cancer doesn't leave you without some kind of story to tell. And side effects are stories to tell. So I was diagnosed about a month and a half ago with another tumor on my frontal lobe. Talk about sucker punch. I'm still mad. I'm still really mad about it. But they said, you've got to do another brain surgery. So under the knife I went. They went up my nose, drilled a hole through my head. They took the damn thing out. Here I stand. Right. You know, bottom line, I can't tell you the difference between 10 minutes and 10 hours or what time it is, but here I am. So my focus now is things aren't in my control anymore. And you learn this being a survivor. It's in God's hands. And you hear that time and time again, but you never realize it. I wanted to get my pajamas off and my street clothes on. I wanted to go out with my tribe, my friends. I was sick to death being at home. You don't realize how much you want to go out and live until chaos, like cancer, kicks you to the curb. But cancer and chaos didn't know what a mean little shit I am, because I kicked it back to the other curb.
Amen.
But I was mad. You could ask my friends here sitting at this table. I probably lost it a little bit in this last month. I'm trying to regain myself and taking a breath and moving forward. You know, we dance our way through life, and sometimes we fall. And if you're a survivor, you fall more than the average person, just from setbacks. But the thing is, you got to get back up. You got to continue to dance. You really do. Life is pretty darn good, and there's survivors that don't take this for granted. Most people on the street will, but every day is a gift. And I can't tell you anything more in this whole speech of mine. That live it for today, you know? Live it for today. When we get diagnosed with cancer, we are ultimately in the fight of our lives. We fight to live, we fight to be healthy, we fight to have and conserve energy. And if you're a survivor, you know what it means by conserving energy. That means you don't do the laundry and you sit on the couch because that laundry will kick your ass. Yeah, it's true, y'all. You fight to stay positive, you fight to be happy, you fight to hold back the tears, which obviously I'm not doing a very good job of right now. You fight to have a sense of confidence that every survivor here will understand. You lose confidence quick. You're fighting for 2 good nights sleep in a row, because you don't get that when you're on chemo and radiation. You're fighting depression. You're fighting every stupid story of every person who's had a friend who's gone through cancer and tells you freely about their horrible experiences or about the people that they know that's died from cancer. Pet peeve, ain't it? Ugh. Yeah, I want to get a t-shirt that says, "Do not tell me." You know, go away. Anyway, priorities shift and priorities become your center stone. You have new priorities. One of the things that cancer's brought, and you don't realize this, and this is part of the good part of cancer, if there is such a horrible thing to say, is it brings you blessings. And you don't realize the blessings you have in life. Oh, I lost my page. For me, the unconditional love that my friends and family gave me during my fight, they're my most precious jewels in life. It gives me something to do. Otherwise, I'll start putting my hand in my pocket, and God knows where we can go from there. Well, that didn't sound good, did it? Okay, here's the excuse. Brain tumor. Okay? I'm milking that one. Anyway, the reality of what a blessed life I've had, knowing that others are praying for me, and people that I haven't even met yet are praying for me. And it gets you right here. I've learned to rely on my faith in God, and the moment I turned it over to Him, and I've been a skeptic most of my life, but God, honestly, it got better and a lot easier for me the minute I gave it to God. I won't preach any more than that, but hear my words. I've learned to be more patient than I have ever had in my life, and if you know me, that's a very understatement. I have far more compassion to others' needs, cares, and turmoil that they have in their life. I now sense it, and I'm right there ready to help. I see beauty in nature, and I live in Lake Arrowhead, so I look out my window every day, but man, it's gotten a lot prettier in the last even month. It really has. The parking lot looks pretty to me, for God's sakes, you know? I've lost my place again. Bottom line, you know, we get blessings. Like, I say I love you with more compassion than I have ever had in my life, because those words, those 3 simple words, are now your life, and you understand what I love you means. I learned that having cancer and an illness does not mean that you have to be frail. The courage does not come without tears. And compassion is not pity. And I've learned basically to be a friend. And it's okay. But this is my audience participation part. And you're nodding your head a lot because your head's thinking, so I expect the mic to come up to you. But if you have something that you have learned through cancer that's blessed your life, I open the mic up to you now. Come on. You're shaking. What have we learned? You don't have to come up. You could just sort of stand, and if you want to say it and not come up, you could yell it.
What I've learned